One of my favorite things in writing is foreshadowing. Whether you're setting up for future events, giving hints, or even just something as cool and unique as musical foreshadowing. That is a new one I haven't actually experienced before. But some big examples of foreshadowing I've experienced more recently would be when you're looking at Resident Evil 9 Requiem. A whole bunch of things that show up end up showing up because when you're playing as Grace and you get the organ transplant box, I believe is what it's called, and you deal with that zombie in the bulldozer, there's actually a sign out of that safe room before you enter that garage that says garage under construction, and I can't remember what else it said, but simply just under construction, and there's a bulldozer in there. Really cool foreshadowing. And another example would be when you're going to Raccoon City with Leon and it pans over to like a little spider. You're like, oh, didn't think much about it. I mean, yeah, sure, whatever. But then as you dive a little deeper into it, you see all these webs and everything, like tied up, snared, everything. And all of a sudden, you see a giant spider and Leon's like, what in the world? So you fight it, you escape from it temporarily, and then you deal with all the little babies too, which is kind of cool. I thought it's really cool foreshadowing, and my favorite one was when you're in the Ark, you see all these different bioweapons talked about, like the zombie dogs, the tyrants, the Nemesis Y, and I can't remember the other two. But up to this point, you encountered the other four, but you haven't encountered Nemesis. So you don't think, you're like, all right, whatever. I mean, cool, they mentioned Nemesis. Get to the end of the game, and, all of a sudden you see the Nemesis. You're like, huh, these guys really planned it out. But then, let's go back to the beginning and let's mention the musical foreshadowing. This was a video I watched, I think, about a month ago, talking about how Claire Obscure Expedition 33 has some musical foreshadowing, which, upon hearing that, I was like, what? What does that even mean? Because the big section at the beginning of the game with the Gamage with Gustav and Sophie has Renoir's theme playing. Now, I can't remember what he said for the foreshadowing part. If I can find the video, I'll link it down below in the description. But he said all this way better than I can even say. I mean, it's worth a check if you love Claire Obscure Expedition. But no, I thought it was super intriguing. I thought it was really cool, actually. And another one of the examples he listed was when you first meet Alicia in that 4x3 black and white filter. The song is about to say Mael, but then it goes like it goes Mael. Cuts off there with Renoir saying Alicia, which is kind of clever. It is, well, I can't say clever. It is really clever. I cannot believe that went over pretty much everyone's heads first time around. I didn't even notice. I didn't even know. I wasn't really listening. I was kind of more curious about what was going on at that exact moment in time. But foreshadowing in writing, in stories, in whatever it is one of my favorite things in all of writing, because you could do so much cool stuff, like what I just mentioned with Resident Evil, having a whole bunch of other stuff appear, but having one thing that's kind of an outlier, or alluding to something that will happen. I love foreshadowing. I guess must be my fixation on writing, because I know everything about foreshadowing, I know everything about it, but then there's like other stuff that I don't understand. I guess that's another topic I could say for another video, because that's probably doesn't fit in the foreshadowing one. I'll strip anyways. But foreshadowing is cool, and I do appreciate learning about new variations of foreshadowing. And every time I see it, I just sit there, I'm like, oh my god, did you guys pay attention to that? Did you guys see that on my streams? I'm such a nerd. I can't out myself, but I'll end it off here, so thank you very much for listening. And I hope to hear from you again soon. Take care.